everybody is doing amazingly. I felt like I haven't been on live in so long, and I've been neglecting my creativity, and it's depressing me. So I thought, let me get on. I don't know, I feel like, so I'm in India right now, and last time I came to India, it was a completely kind of different vibe. I was a different person. It was a year ago, and I just didn't need certain things, I guess. No, I did, but not as much as now. Like people are always changing and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. Like I had a routine, and now I'm out of that routine, I guess. And it just feels weird and kind of depressing. And yeah, um, usually I come on live and I have so much to say. We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm just, I guess, a little bit out of touch with these things. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. So what have I learned recently that I'd like to share? I think I've learned that it's really important to have a group of people, a community that understands us, like a good few people who get you, who vibe with you, who you can share things with, things that you've learned. I love being an intellectual. I love sharing and conversing and like bouncing back and forth with ideas and just socializing and getting to know people. I guess that's the extrovert in it, extrovert to me, I'd say I'm more of an ambivert. So it's I love being around people, but then I also love being alone, which I feel like I haven't really done much of. It's like I'm spending time with people, but it's not fulfilling me almost. And there's certain things that I've been wanting to do that I haven't been able to do because of circumstances. And, it's kind of depressing in a sense. Like I said, oh my God, hence why I'm here. But yeah, I think having a routine, having a community of people that understand you, or just a few people that understand you with whom you can engage with in conversation or anything of your own interest is so incredibly whoops important, because I feel like I haven't had that recently, and I don't know, I just find myself being lost. I need structure, I need a routine, and I feel like it kind of grounds you. And it's not so much so that you want to be really, really deeply grounded with so much rigidity that you can't like have any leeway with anything. Hi, Prasad. It's been a long time. I missed you guys. Honestly, I've missed everybody so much. I get energy from talking about certain things, and I get energy from people. Like I said, it's the extrovert in me, and I just haven't been engaging. I feel like I've kind of shut myself off a little bit. I don't know. I've gone very inwards, and I think it is important in life to do that. Hi, to go inwards and spend time with yourself. But then I think also it's important to socialize and be a little bit outwards more, and connect with people. We are a social species, right? We need social engagement, and I've been like stopping myself from having that. And like I said, it's been very depressing. Am I from? I'm from England, but I'm currently in India at the moment, on holiday. As you can probably hear, well, the birds are really, really loud here, and there's so many flies. Okay, maybe I should go inside because it's quite warm outside. Just bear with me 1 second. Okay. Ah, you have to like lock all the doors and stuff, otherwise flies come in. Okay. So warm. Hopefully you can hear me over the fan. Oh, I have been trying to buy some books in India, like English speaking ones. I really wish I knew how to speak Punjabi. I mean, sorry, write Punjabi. I wish I'd definitely paid more attention in school, but I didn't. But I'm trying to learn. I'm kind of like trying to pick things up, but it's okay. I can go at a very snail like pace, right? Um, but yeah, so what have I learned in India? I've learned, okay, I recently observed that, you know how the weather is, okay, warm. It's not really, really warm, but I believe monsoon season has started. So it's been quite cloudy. It's not really very sunny. It's raining here and there, kind of thundering at times. It can get quite humid, but other than that, it's okay. I mean, I came to India to sunbathe, and there's barely been any sun. And then back in England, there's like loads of sun. But the sun in England is really different compared to the sun in India. I feel like the sun is just weird. I don't know. I remember a few days before I was coming to India, the clouds seemed really fake. I don't know if you guys have heard about the fact that in England, they wanted to block out the sun with the clouds. They wanted to create artificial clouds to block out the sun because the sun isn't apparently good for us, which is just a whole load of absolute nonsense. Because how can something so natural not be good for you? You know, I, anything that is natural is naturally good for you. It just, just because it's normal doesn't mean it's natural. It's just been normalized. So I mean, recently I learned about where ketchup comes from and how that's made, and seed oils, and just loads of things about processed foods, and it's really put me off. To be honest, I'm put off chicken a little bit as well. I watched this really cool documentary called The Shark Whisperer. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I love things to do with sharks. I used to love shark movies, where they're like killing people and stuff. But funnily enough, it never made me hate sharks. Like, I wasn't scared of sharks. I just like the thrill of them. I don't know, there was something about them. But I learned so much about sharks. I learned that they're very incredibly intelligent. I guess that's why it makes sense why they created movies showing sharks being so intelligent. In fact, sharks can pick up your whole being. That, like, for example, if you're scared or something, or whoever you are, is expressed through your body language and your energy, right? Energy doesn't lie, and they can pick up on energy. So the lady was like, you have to be thinking like a predator. You have to act like a predator, because otherwise, if you don't act like a predator, they'll see that you're prey and you're weak and they won't respect you. And I feel like, how interesting is that, right? Because obviously a lot of times you're in the water, you're scared, and you do act like a prey. But even myself, I mean, I came to India last year. What about in England temperature? I think it's about 28 degrees maybe in England. I'm not sure. I don't know who's calling me. Sorry, just give. I believe it's about 28 degrees. I believe it's about 28 degrees in England. I don't know. I'm not there right now, but I know it's sunny. But yeah, the shark. Yeah, so I remember being in India, and I remember going to Himachal, right? And I remember thinking, oh my God, is there a tiger anywhere? And I was thinking, if I see a tiger, I'm like, I didn't feel scared to see a tiger, because with any animal, you just have to think like an animal, right? So you have to show it that you're not scared, that you're the one that it should be scared of, right? Like, you're a predator too, because we are, as human beings, we are apex predators. Come on, let's be honest. And also this whole thing of like going into the ocean, and so in the documentary Shark Whisperer, they were talking about how people in Hawaii started killing sharks because sharks were killing people, but only a few sharks have attacked human beings. Okay, if they were all wanting to attack human beings, there'd be a lot of more deaths, right? So humans think it's okay to just kill them. Isn't that interesting? We go anywhere. We think we own the place, and we think that we can just attack everybody and that we're the priority. So from when I started watching that, I realized that, you really have to respect every single being, every single animal, because they all have value. I don't believe that I have more value than an animal. I just don't. Why would I believe that? It's a living being. I'm a living being. To me, we're the same. So then it made me think, wow, if I believe this, then why do I eat meat? You know, because it's really sad when they were killing the sharks, and there was like a shark that had his whole jaw knocked off, and there's just so much disrespect given to animals just because they're animals. But we act more like inhumane animals than they do. We're in on their turf killing them. I mean, it's an animal, of course it's going to attack you at some point, like that's okay. I don't know, like I think that's okay. If you're on its turf, it feels some type of way about you. It's an animal, right? It has a low level of consciousness to you, compared to you. It's not misbehaving, it's just behaving in its natural way. It just believes that this is the right thing for me. Whereas we consciously go out of our way to be calculative and then malicious and then kill something for the joke of it. And then there were people in Hawaii that were picking up sharks and then hanging on the streets, like, I don't know. It really has put me off meat. It's like I tried to stop eating meat, but then my family just eats so much meat, I realized. And it's difficult to kind of get away from that. I don't know, I feel like I will eventually. Also, there's this thing about how, I've spoken about in my other lives about how you should eat foods that are in season, and meat's just one of those things that are always in season. And one of the gurus that I love, Guru Pashupati, he always talks about eating meat. I don't know, I guess I'm just gonna have to, like, it's one of those things you kind of just have to see how you feel. But I don't know, I really love animals. In India, we found these stray dogs outside this temple, and they were really, really sweet. And one of them had a fever. Me and my sister were stroking him for ages, and then I told my other sisters that, like, go get them, go get him, sort of thing. And then they got a dog, but they brought a different dog, which was also a puppy that they saw there. And she's so cute. And yeah, there are so many animals here roaming freely. But what was my point that I was trying to make? I don't know, it's just really cute. I don't know, I've never had a pet dog before. Yeah, I'm on YouTube live. Do you want to say hello? Babe, no. No. No.
Please.
No.
Please, turn it on and off.
No.
Please.
No.
Okay, thank you.
No. Is it even gonna reach downstairs?
Yeah.
Yours works, Jason. Why don't you use yours? Please.
Mine barely works.
Yours works. You like to keep it for yourself.
It's an Indian SIM. You have unlimited. I only get 2 gigabytes a day. This is Indian.
So when do you use these 2 gigabytes?
I don't. I just use them for outside when I'm going outside. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
You have text, you have calls, you don't need to use the internet. Okay, fine. It's fine. So also, I've been doing these meditations on this app called Waking Up that my friend Vijay recommended to me, and oh my god, I have been loving them. It's from Sam Harris. I don't know if you guys know, Andrew Huberman. I think it's in connection with him. I think it's his app. So Sam Harris is doing the meditations, and they're really, really cool. There's like this 30-day free trial that I've been doing, and it's teaching me how to become more present and aware in daily life. Because when you reach that level of presence, when you can be so quiet, right, and so connected to yourself, you learn how to reach that state. You understand that state exists, first of all. Second of all, you can reach that state at any time, because at the end of the day, you're just the space between everything. You're the space between emotions. You're the space between thoughts. You're the space between thinking. You're the space between feelings and sensations and desires. You're not the things that you are doing or having or experiencing. You are the nothingness between those things. And it's a fascinating place to be in, and it's really cool because I'm learning to just like bathe in the void and like the emptiness. I don't know if this makes sense. Let me know if this makes sense to you guys. It's something that you understand viscerally. It's like something that you understand experientially. experiencing it experientially, rather than something that is very logical or from the mind or very mental. Because I used to read a lot of books, okay? Like, I've been on this self-development journey for such a long time, and I was reading books, and it was very westernized, and it was like, do this and do this and do this. And I feel like now I've come to a very Eastern perspective on life. I just, like, the things I used to laugh about, the things that I used to shame or mock, now I completely understand. And it's really interesting to see which way I'm going, and like which way, like, for example, my siblings are in a very different headspace. And you know, for example, with my mom, like, she's very into like Eastern, stuff and religion and spirituality from that sense. And I never could understand her or where she was coming from. And now I completely understand her. And I feel like I don't, there's not that level of I don't like disagreement, I guess. There's no level of difficulty. Also, I have been journaling, so I'd stopped journaling, but journaling is an amazing way to formulate your thoughts, okay? Because look, I don't know if you've ever sat down. I did this activity. It was just with this lady, Mami Onami. I love her. Check her out if you want. So she did this. She has this school, online school, right? And I tuned into one of her live calls, and she was saying, okay, sit quietly, and I want you to write down every single thought that you have. And I want you to do this, like, actually do this. Your mind is going to be blown. Sit down and write down every single thought that you're having for about 2 minutes. And then read that paper back and look at your thoughts. Look at the trail of thoughts. So the things I was saying was, oh my God, am I even doing this right? Oh my God, like 2-3 minutes. What has it even gone by? I don't feel like I'm doing it right. I feel like I'm questioning myself. I feel like I'm being critical. I feel like this. I feel like that. And you don't understand the things that go through your mind. The only thing you want in life is to be conscious of the things that you're thinking. That is it. If you can bring awareness to anything, if you have a victim mindset, if you are super critical, if you're super smart, I just want you to be aware of it. You want to have a life where you are present, right? Like, that's why mindfulness is so talked about. Like, everyone's raving about mindfulness. Well, this is what mindfulness is. It's just about noticing things, because then you're actually living life. Being on autopilot is life is just living you. You're not living life is being lived through you. And then you have these moments of, like, momentary, like 2 seconds of, oh, whoa, I'm alive, whoa, okay, I'm having this experience. Let me know if you've had that. I think, is that what they refer to as disassociation? I'm not sure, but that's why meditation is so important, or any state of being, because I'm telling you, that's what life is about, man. Life is about reaching those states and being present. That's it. That's the most important thing in life. That's all I can say. That's what I've learned in all of these years. It's to be present with yourself. You know what it teaches you? It teaches you how to increase your sensitivity. Just being quiet and listening to things. For example, meditation. A lot of people think that to meditate, you need complete silence, right? Like, I used to believe this as well. I remember I was doing this meditation course. My brother was making so much noise, and then me and my sister were doing it together, the meditation, and we just lost our shit at him. Like, why are you being so loud? Getting really mad at him, and it defeated the whole point of meditation, because meditation isn't sitting in complete silence, no noise around you and doing it. It's about becoming the noise. It's understanding that you are the space, and you genuinely become the noise. When I'm in a deep meditative state, I feel the vibrations. I feel as if I'm an instrument that's being strung, like the strings are being plucked by life. Does that make sense? Let me know. Or I'm just like a conduit, like a vessel, that, like, the vibrations are being felt through. Like, it's almost like a state of non-existence, like a state of formlessness that you can attain. But yeah, and now with these meditations that I'm doing with the Waking Up app, he teaches you about the sounds and tuning into every sound. So first of all, what you do is you tune into your breath, right? The breath is the source of everything. When you're stressed, your breathing changes. Your breathing changes all the time, actually. When you're aroused, when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're lonely, when you're depressed, when you're anxious, when you're overwhelmed. Have you ever noticed your breath? If you find it difficult to meditate, just become aware of your breath. I was watching this really cool podcast by this Indian guy who used to do satsang. Satsang is being in the company of someone who's enlightened. So in the Bani, in the Sikh teachings, they really emphasize the importance of being in satsang with people who are enlightened, people who are one with God. And one with God means one with yourself, right? Because kuda is a word for God, but kud is you. So you are God, right? And okay, so there are many things to explore in what he was saying. So he was saying how, kud and kuda are like synonyms, right? Because it's kud, you, kuda, God. And you are God. Because there are 3 levels of spirituality. Oh my God, what is it? It's okay, I know this. I can remember the other ones. It's your everything, as in like God, your everything, tu hi tu, and then it's me. It's just me. Everything is me. And what happens is when you get to a high level of spiritual attainment and understanding, and bhakti, so like high levels of meditation, right? That's what you understand. You understand that there is no separation between you and God. For example, I've said this before. Now sometimes when I, for example, get insecure or something about the way that I look or what I'm doing, I'll just say, how can, like, this is God, you're God, like, you are God's property, because this life, they say in Punjabi, zindagi bas mela hai, life is just a festival. That's it. Like, there is no like, life isn't really tangible. It is tangible, but it's not tangible in a sense of, like, it's not really real. It's very temporary. It's very impermanent, right? It's always changing. I can't hold on to a day. I can't hold on to a piece of, I don't know, fruit and expect it to last forever. I can't hold on to a plant or a moment or an experience. Everything is constantly flying by. Life is fleeting. But so it's not absolute, but there is something that's absolute, and that is the energy that you hold. That is presence, that is God, and you are all of these things. There is only one thing that exists in life, just one. We are all a drop in the ocean of life, in the ocean of consciousness. So when you can become very aware of that and integrated with that, like, that is the most intriguing, like, it's the most important thing that you can do in your entire life, because that's what's happened to me right now. I haven't been creating, okay, and I'm not against creation at all. Of course it's very important, but what I've been doing is I've been following my natural inclination to go inwards, to become one. Because there's this saying in Punjabi, it's like God says, just focus on your bhakti, focus on your meditation, focus on your spiritual practices, and then God takes care of everything. And isn't that true? Because look, we're all lost in Maya, okay? Maya is illusion. Maya is, I have to go to work, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. But what you don't understand is that life exists beyond that. And it doesn't make sense to you. It probably won't make sense to you because you're like, what? Like, I live in a world. Like, how am I going to feed myself? What if I told you you don't actually need food? What if I told you that all the energy you need can come from the air? The more I've been learning about Eastern spirituality and Eastern religions, right, the more I'm understanding how little we know in the West. For example, things like siddhis and riddhis. I don't know about these. Did you know that you can literally attain spiritual superpowers? Not that that's the point of them, to attain them, but you can get superpowers where you can become really, really small, like the size of an atom, right? Search, Google, ChatGPT, siddhis, and find out what they are and look into them. And these things are real. You can get to the point where you can create matter. You can create matter. You know how it's like, oh, matter cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. Well, it's wrong, because matter can be created. You can create whole universes, you can create whole worlds, you can listen to things that are happening really, really far away, you can see things really, really far away. These things are normal, okay? These things exist. We think that we're humans, and we think that we are incapable of these things. We think that these things are far beyond our reach, and that we're very stuck in this, like, go to work, do this, just stuck in the outside world, stuck in this, like, materialistic world of, like, let me get this, let me get that. I feel like, okay, I don't feel like I have changed in a way of, I just don't feel the desire to have things anymore. I don't feel the, and it sounds like it's depressing, but it's not. It's because I'm in a state of contentment. You know, it's so normalized to want things all the time. I need a new car, I need this, I need these new clothes, I need this new makeup, I need this food, I need to go here, I need to have this boyfriend, I need to talk to these people, I need to, I don't know, whatever, I need to watch this show, I need to watch this film, I need to listen to this music, I need to see this celebrity, I need to, just like these obsessions with things. And you don't understand how, like, compulsive it becomes. Your compulsions and your inclinations are taking over your life. You're not getting inner peace, and inner peace is the only thing you really want. Trust me, inner peace is what everybody wants, but they just have never felt it, so they just don't go towards it. You're just distracting yourself, and it sounds crazy, okay? I know it sounds crazy. It's like, Priya, you're so boring. Oh my god, like, what? You don't like these things anymore? No, I don't know. I just feel like I'm at a different stage in my life where these things just, like, no, I don't know how to explain it. Let me know if you guys, like, if this makes sense. But I just don't feel an attachment to things like that anymore. They call it more, like, more is attachment in Punjabi, I believe, and in the Bani, which is where I've been learning a lot from, the good Bani from Sikhism, is about attachment and learning to detach from things. You know how they always say detach, don't have attachments to things. They're not good for you. Detach, let go. Well, I've been learning, I've been embodying that, and it's pretty cool. Like, I'm calmer. I don't need things to go in a certain way. I'm more accepting, and I found that it helps with resilience. I'm far more resilient. I don't have to complain all the time, even in my head. I realized upon reflection that I have been like a whiny baby. I've not been acting like a grown, evolved woman. I've been acting like a baby. I need this. Oh my god, this hasn't happened. Oh my god, this hasn't happened. And you know what? We do this especially around our siblings and our parents, because what happens is we revert to who we were as children with them, right? Because you're not sometimes growing and showing them that, look, I'm someone else now. And I feel like that's been happening. I'm learning to be more of a mature woman. And it's really fun. I love being mature. Like, I don't have to. And I was really, really enmeshed with my siblings because we were just so close, and it was always like a very tight family unit. And I find that I've been learning how to de-individuate from them, because it's healthy. We should be unique individuals. We should listen to our own selves. We should have intrinsic referencing. There's intrinsic and there's internal and external, sorry. External referencing is, mom says this, the old sister saying this, brother saying this, the family saying this, friends are doing this. Oh, this should be right because everybody's doing it, or this is right because everybody's doing this. That's external referencing. And I had all of that, okay? That's where I guess codependency comes from as well. It's where you're completely externally referenced. However, I've learned how to become more internally referenced and listen to myself and my curiosities and what I want to do. Like, I don't follow the crowd anymore. I don't need to be watching what you're watching. It's just so difficult for me to do the things that I used to enjoy doing, like sitting down and watching a movie. Like, that's difficult for me unless it's a really, really engaging, mentally stimulating movie that's, I don't know, mind bending or spiritual, or it's going to inspire me. It's really difficult for me to do these things, or sit and talk about things, like, I don't know, maybe talk about people, or discuss menial things. I just don't like it anymore. Like, listen to people gossip, you know. And I guess I guess it is kind of lonely in that sense, a little bit, you know, naturally. And I never thought that I'd feel lonely on my spiritual journey, because I hadn't. Because I had my siblings, for example, or like my twin sister that I discuss things with, um, you know, or like other people that I'd have to like engage with these things. And I feel like recently, I don't know, I feel like the path has just become more and more solo. And it's kind of depressing a little bit. Like I said, I think it's that, and I think it's also because I've realized that I've not been connected to myself. Being alone is incredibly important. Incredibly important to spend time with yourself, to really hear yourself. Think about it. When you meditate and you sit alone and you're just quiet, you're feeling your breath, you're feeling every tiny sensation, you're listening to every single sound. I just don't even know how to explain what that feels like. To be like, whoa, it's just me. There's no one else. There's just me, and there's just a whole lot of noise. It's almost like, how can I explain it? Life is a trip, okay? Life is like a drug. It's a trip. I used to smoke weed, so I used to have these like crazy trips on weed, and it made me realize that weed is like life is like a weed trip, except for you don't know that it's a trip. But when you're high, you realize that life is trippy. That's why you trip. I hope that makes sense. Let me know. I really need a hair bubble. But yeah, life is just a crazy trip. You know how things are so transitory? I don't know if you guys have ever like taken any sort of drugs or hallucinogens or like mushrooms or something like that, but you know, like when it just feels very like, whoa, what's real, what isn't real? Well, life is like that, okay? But y'all just take it too seriously, including me. Just go inwards. Just become aware of your internal world. There's so much in there. There's everything in there, but we're just not quiet enough. Like listening is the most important thing you will do. Listening is awareness, okay? If you can just listen better, okay? There are just a couple of things that if you do, life is going to change incredibly, okay? Just pick one, stick with it, okay? Like lighten your load. You know, in the podcast that I was watching, he said, the man said, just loosen your brain, your buddhi, okay? Your buddhi is like your mind, your intellect. Loosen that, okay? We don't need to be thinking so much. We don't need to be doing so much. Oops, my bindi. So much mentally, and then relax your body. So relax your mind, relax your body, and focus on your breath. Can you do that? Think about how that would feel. Like, think about how that would feel. Maybe do it and then see. When I do that, right, whenever I watch something like that and then it inspires me and I'm like, okay, well, I realize that when I'm truly listening, right, like I have these muscles here, they soften, and I've realized that they're usually very tense, which means that it's difficult to hear properly. Okay, let's do it together, right? So I want you to just listen. I want you to just relax, maybe take a breath in. And I want you to willingly allow all sounds to come in. Like I can feel my jaw loosening. I can feel like right here, there are these muscles that are loosening, right? Let me know, Buddhi. Are you a Canada Brahmin? No, I'm not. Yeah, you feel them loosening, and then you just absorb everything. You're not blocking anything out. And you know what happens? You know, one of the main causes of breakdowns in relationships, it's a lack of communication. And you know what the problem is with wait, sorry, let me just tell my friend that I'm on live. It's okay. Is it just communication, or what about loyalty, respect? Okay, trust and respect. Okay, so Communication, the biggest thing that comes down, I would say, to communication is listening. Hey, Vijay. Were you already on here or were you not on here? Because I don't know, I didn't know if whether you were on here or not, so I just thought I'd let you know. Not on here, okay. Well, I'll let you know. You inspired me. Vijay here inspired me to go on live, so I'm really grateful for that. I'm feeling better already. Okay, yeah, so we were talking about communication. So a lot of what I think communication comes down to is listening, right? Listening is a really, really important thing. However, how often do you actually listen? And listen to listen, not listen to respond, right? You're listening to understand, or not even to understand, to just listen, like to fully take in and be present with what someone is saying. You know, when people say, I feel like you're not hearing me, I feel like you're not listening to me, I feel like you don't get it. See, she never listens, she cuts you off. And doesn't that make you feel like you're not important? Doesn't that make you feel like she's not respecting you? Because when we can just listen, there are so many things we are signaling to the other person. Okay, so with listening, it's not just about signaling to the other person, but obviously that's a huge part of it, right? So let me tell you. So when it comes to the other person, you're signaling to them, you're important, you matter to me. What you say is worth listening to, right? I respect you. I'm here for you. I value you. I want to know what's going on with you. I want to know your experience. I want to understand you. Right? And then for yourself, listening is important because listening is the point of life. Listening is a state of meditation. One of the things that I love to focus on when someone was calling me, I don't know who it is. Yeah, see, you feel disrespected. I hated it. That was like one of my pet peeves when I'm talking to someone and they're not listening. But the thing is, look, I'm one of those people too. Okay, so whenever I pick out something in someone else, I remember telling my brother off for something and I did exactly the same thing. And I was like, oh, Priya, like, why do you even talk? Like, why do you even say anything? And not in like a mean way, but in a very like self-aware way, because I understand that everybody is a mirror of me. So anytime I feel like I want to judge someone or I want to tell someone off, I'm just like, whoa, okay, where do you do this? Where can you change? And listening is the highest form of love. And yeah, exactly, it is. It's presence, and your presence is everything. Your attention is your most valued currency, right? This is why everybody wants your attention. Everybody wants you to look this way. Everybody wants you to listen. Look at marketing. Look at advertisements. Why are they so successful? You know how easy it is to be influenced by things. Do you have any idea how easily influenced you are? Watch the film Focus, okay? It's subliminal messaging everywhere. But okay, you have subliminal messaging, but then you also have people that you're surrounded with. This is why I said I can't be around people that gossip anymore. I can't be around people that are trying shit about other people, or, you know, talking badly about other people, or talking badly in general, or being negative. I have to really, I don't know, block it out. I have to leave the room. I have to tell them to stop. I can't. Because these people, they don't understand. It's poison. When we talk about someone negatively, you're talking negatively about yourself, because everybody is you. Okay, so like I said, I told my brother off for something and I did exactly the same thing. Then I felt like a hypocrite. You know, and you feel silly, and then, but it makes you understand. I have the humility enough and the maturity enough to not take it personally, and the humility enough to express that, oh, okay, I'm doing this, okay, now I have some self-awareness, now I should be careful about what I say. So it makes me feel like I actually feel like I don't want to talk sometimes. And you know, it's interesting because when I say these things out loud, I guess I assume that people think that I'm like, it's a depressing thing to do. Because you know why I say that? It's because my old self would say this. She would say, Priya, why are you not talking? Are you depressed? Why do you not like to listen to, I don't know, like music? so often, or why do you not watch movies anymore? Why do you not feel the need to be entertained or to do this or to do that anymore? Like, what's wrong with you? Why are you so boring? Because I used to believe that about people. I used to believe if you don't want to go clubbing, if you don't want to go partying, if you don't drink, if you don't I don't know, talk about people, if you don't go out shopping, if you don't want to be buying things all the time, if you don't have crushes or something all the time, if you're not talking about men all the time, that you're boring. You know, if you don't want to watch the latest movie or do this or buy clothes or like have so many different desires that you're boring, that's what I used to think. And now I don't want to do all these things. And then I guess I'm like critical of myself a little bit. I'm like, whoa, Priya, like people are gonna think you're just like super boring or weird. I don't know. It's just me. See, it's just me. No one's saying this to me. It's just me in my own head projecting in this. And this is life. This is why it's so important to listen to yourself, because you see this, I'm projecting what I think out loud, and then I'm listening to myself, and then I'm doing some self introspection. I'm bringing objectivity, I'm bringing logic into it, because a lot of times we're talking and it doesn't make any logical sense. Have you ever journaled? Have you ever just vented and written everything out, or recorded yourself and then listened back to it and thought, what am I actually saying? Why am I talking like this? Why I sound really naive. I sound really, I don't know, neurotic. I sound really critical. I sound really negative. Like, most of us sound like that, but you're not aware of it because you don't listen. This is why listening doesn't just improve all of your relationships outside of you. It improves your relationship with life, your relationship with yourself, because there's someone to witness the things that are going on, because your thoughts are from the moment you wake up till the moment you go to sleep, you are deep in your thoughts. It's like there's a play going on and no one's watching, no one's really listening. Like, you're there but you're not really there, but now you get to be there, you get to watch it, and then you get to be the main character, the same thing at the same time, and then your life changes because you become an active participant of life. You're no longer just being led by the current, you're leading the current almost, you know. And it's just a really interesting concept, and it reminds me of something. So I was at work, right, and there was this guy who was expressing how he just feels really exhausted. He just feels like he can't hide any longer how he feels. And with myself, I love having deep conversations. I just can't engage in shallow conversations. I'm a Scorpio, I'm a projector, and I guess they're not excuses, but you know, like, I'm just giving you a way to understand me more. It's the way, the lens through in which I understand myself. Okay, and these are the things. So yeah, I love depth, and my conversations have to be imbued with depth, right? So at work, even if I know you for a long time or not a long time, I like to dig deep. I like to know who you are. Show me who you are. Show me what you like. Show me what you don't like. Show me what's lurking in your depths. Show me your passions. Show me your shadows. You know, I wanna really see you. And I was having this conversation with this guy, and you know, it was a few times I had seen him, and then he was just expressing eventually how he just wasn't happy with work, and he was saying how he doesn't have these conversations often. He was like, yeah, I've been here for like 2 years and I've never had a conversation like this about true life. Like, how do you feel? You know, like, how are you feeling with your life? Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Also, I'm a life coach, if you guys don't know. So if you want to work with me, just let me know. Just comment like under one of my YouTube videos or contact me. There in some of the descriptions there is ways to contact me if you would like to work with me. But yeah, so you know, naturally this is just what I do. I like to dig deep and get things out of people. So yeah, he was expressing these things to me, and it was really sad. It was sad to hear that he wasn't having these conversations often. And I just wonder how often you're like everybody else is. Like, how often are you guys having conversations that really matter, that talk about how you feel, about your dreams, about your passions, about where you are in life, when you're not feeling fulfilled? Are you feeling upset? You know, are you not happy with what you're doing? Are you not like, what, like, you know, like, who are you? What's happening deep inside of you? Not just what's happening with this celebrity. Oh, what's happening with this person right here? Oh, what clothes can we buy? What thing? Because you're probably sad. You are not fulfilled. Okay, I have had a few days of not having conversations like this. Okay, I'd say 2 weeks of not really having often deep conversations with people, and it's been depressing. I've been so depressed. I've not been engaging in these things, and I can only imagine what everybody else feels like who probably doesn't stimulate their mind to that extent. You know, are you having deep intellectual conversations? Are you having conversations where there's empathy, there's vulnerability, there's honesty, there's trust? You know, and this expression. I used to be so scared to express myself. I used to be so scared to be seen. You know why? Because I had an inner child that was unhealed. Okay, my inner child was unhealed, and she felt like she was disgusting. You know, that was my self-image. Let me put it straight. She was disgusting. She was vile. She shouldn't be seen. She shouldn't be heard. Because this is how I grew up feeling. And you know, that I shouldn't tell people the truth about how I'm feeling, or or really show people who I am, because like I said, she's, you know, I felt like she was disgusting, and it made me not want to express myself to people, like especially in romantic relationships. I love to hide. I realized this, that there were two of me. Okay, there was a person that in romantic relationships that they saw like a front that they saw, and then there was the real me. And it was always like they were the enemy, because naturally I didn't have an authentic self. And what happens is, a lot of you have a wounded inner child, which means that your authentic self has never been formed. You didn't feel like it was okay to be the real you, so you put on a front. Let me know, guys, like how many of you feel like there's a front that you put on in front of the world? How many of you feel like you're actually living your most authentic life? Because a lot of times we are under the, you know, misconception that we have to be someone else, that we have to put on a performance. I have been performing my entire life with every single person. You know, there were a few people that I didn't have to perform with, but my whole life I've been performing with friends, with partners, with co-workers, with anybody, I guess, outside of my family, or even sometimes my family, like performing, being someone else. And then it's like when I'm alone, I'm like, oh, okay, like I can just relax, you know, I don't have to be like 0.5. I get to be pre 2.0, my real self, you know. I get to express when I'm annoyed. I get to express when I'm not happy with things. I get to express my desires. I get to express that, no, I don't want to eat that, I want to do this, I want to watch this, I want to, you know, like your true self, that you just can't, because you're so enmeshed with people. Like, that's what happens when you're enmeshed. Enmeshment is so dangerous. And the thing is, a lot of kids, right, a lot of people haven't gone through the process of de-individuation. Okay, de-individuation is where a child gets to a point in its development stage where it realizes, okay, that's mommy and daddy, and this is me, and we are separate. A lot of people don't go through that. So they're very enmeshed with their guardians, their parents, or their family. Right? So it's like a group mentality that happens. And then it's like what the group wants, you want, right? Everybody wants to eat this, so you must eat this. Everybody thinks in this way, so you must think this. And because I've been learning how to de-individuate as an adult now, it's difficult, okay? It's difficult to de-individuate, but it's so important. But if it can be done when you're younger, it's important. So if you have children, encourage them to be unique. Why do people hate teenagers are going through a state of rebellion, right? It's rebellion, but it's not really rebellion, it's individuation. They want to find their own path in life, and that's important. Why am I going to tie them down? Why am I going to bondage you, you know, put you in bondages and be like, no, you must grow in this direction? Imagine a tree. If there's a tree, what do? We let the tree grow in whatever direction it wants, right? I don't take the tree and tie it to me and say, no, you must grow in the direction I'm growing because I birthed you, I'm your mommy, you must listen to everything I say. I say you absorb the sun, you absorb the sun. I say jump, you say how high. What is that? What is that? That's not love. That's just controlling. Okay, that's just control. It's being obsessive, and that's not good. That hinders you. It doesn't allow you to make your own decisions. It doesn't allow you to go through life based on your inner authority. It doesn't allow you to be internally referenced, which is important, because think about it this way. You're in a situation and you can't read the signs. Something isn't good for you, but you can't read the signs like, oh, okay, like this situation is actually okay for me because I feel these vibes and I trust them. Or this situation is dangerous for me right now. These people don't have their best intention, my best intentions at heart, but I don't know, like everybody else seems okay, like maybe I should just stay here. You see, you can't get a reading on like how you feel yourself. You're relying on the things outside of you, and this is not good. This is dangerous. And then you wonder why you don't feel happy. Then you wonder why you don't feel fulfilled in life, because you haven't allowed your authentic self to be expressed. You don't even know who she is. You don't even know who he is. Okay, I don't know who she was. I had no idea. I don't know what she wanted. But how does that happen? How do you get to know? You get to know by listening. You get to know by asking yourself questions. Yeah, it sounds crazy to ask yourself questions, but have you ever sat there and said, okay, and think about your inner child and be like, okay, let's do this together. So, what do you need right now? Like, what, in this moment, what do you need? A hug. I need a hug. I'll give myself a hug. Oh my god. Apparently you need like 8 hugs a day. I hope you're all getting your hugs. Hi. Alicia, you haven't hugged me today. I'm on live. I'm gonna say hello. You have to remember that my sister gives me hugs. Say hello. It's not like you can see anybody, it's just my face. And it says how many people are there. Okay, just show your hand. You have to remember to give me 8 hugs. You can give me 2 of them. Maybe 3. I have to go around. See, things like touch are incredibly healing. But within like therapy became very... She's eating clothes. What are we gonna do with her? Is she okay? Is she happy?
She's sleeping. She's annoying.
Well. Are we taking her back? I will. Okay, love you, bye. Adios. So yeah, healing, right? Let me touch on this. Therapy is very clinical, okay? Therapy is like, okay, come into an office, sit on a sofa, listen to someone talk, ask some questions, and that's it. Like, go home. And, things like touch are forbidden. But the thing is, it's a sensitive subject. I understand that because it's been taken to an extreme, right? It's been taken to a point where it can be like, and it's not good. I hope it ends. Is it, you hope therapy ends? Is that what you're saying? Or the bad touch thing. But yeah, it's been taken to a point where it's abusive. But look, I get that. Let's just put that away for a second. Touch is incredibly, incredibly important. There was an experiment done where there were these babies, right? I believe it was in Romania. And these babies, it was forbidden for them to receive any physical touch or any affection, like through words or anything. And the babies died. Alicia, do you know about this?
What?
The experiment with the babies where they weren't allowed to be touched. Did they die?
I've heard about something like that.
I'm not sure if are you talking energy from people?
Oh, no. There was this experiment with monkeys where they gave like...
a piece of cloth.
Or milk.
Oh, I know.
And they died without it.
I'm alive.
Oh.
Yeah. Alicia, do you remember it? The experiment with the babies where they didn't receive touch. Did they die?
Yeah, because when they don't receive attention, they do die.
Like physical touch as well, though? Wasn't it a physical touch as well?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was physical touch, and I can't believe they died. That's such curious. Are you talking energy from people? I forgot what conversation that was. Energy from people. I don't know. You're gonna have to clarify. Sorry, me. But yeah, these babies literally died because they didn't receive touch. Touch is incredibly healing, because I don't know how to explain it. It's just incredibly healing. Okay, and it's been taken so clinically. Like, also, people heal in group settings. That's actually how we're supposed to heal. We're not meant to just sit and heal. Like, how can, if I have romantic, like if I have relationship issues, am I just going to sit at home and work myself and then heal? No, because you see everything come up when you're within a relationship, right? That's why relationships are your largest mirrors. So in life, if you have relations that are really, really problematic, think about it this way. Think about, okay, what am I doing that's causing this? Because it's you. It's just you. Like I said, there's nothing else that exists in this world other than you. And then when you understand that, what will you do? You will respect everybody because you want to be respected. Because if you respect, ow, I did that really hard, I'm sorry. If you disrespect other people, you're disrespecting yourself, honey. Anything you say to someone else, you're saying to yourself, because your subconscious doesn't actually know the difference between you and other people. Because like I said, life is a trip and no one else exists. It's just you. Like, it's like you're wearing a VR headset. Like, that's why I like to look at life through the lens of sometimes. I'm wearing a VR headset, right? You know when you're wearing a VR headset, I don't know if you guys have ever done it, but you're wearing it and then you forget that, like, whoa, okay, like, for example, it's me, it's Priya. Priya exists. No, Priya doesn't exist. Priya's like there, but she's like this new character in this new world, and like so many things are happening and I'm so lost in this new world, right, that I forget me. I forget the essence of me. Who am I? I'm Priya. I'm from a different world. Do you understand? That's what life is like. Life is, you're from a complete, like, you're not you. If I took a microscope and I looked at you, there's a force that exists, and that very force is the same force that exists in my pencil case, okay? Do you understand? Like, everything is just the same. Like, things look different. They look like they're made of different things, but the force behind them is the same. So there's only one thing that exists. This is why, for example, if you treat everything with love, so not just people like, oh, okay, you know, this person is a reflection of me, but everything. Like, I have this. If I treat this with love, what will it do? It's gonna last long, right? It's gonna be loving towards me. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Louise Hay, but Louise Hay, she's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. If you have disease or illness, or you have any sort of like mental issues or of thinking or something like that, I would really recommend Louise Hay. Her book, You Can Heal Your Life, was amazing. So she talks about how she cured her cancer, right? And she also talked about computers. So her computers have consciousness. Everything has consciousness because everything is in being. Everything that you can see around you is consciousness, okay? That's it. That's just fact. So yeah, the way that she would talk to her computer would affect how the computer treated her. For example, plants and animals, they have emotions. They respond to frequency, they respond to music, right? If you tell a plant you're sickening, you're disgusting, you're unhealthy, you're gonna die soon, it's going to die. But if you tell it you're so beautiful, I love you, you're loved, thank you for being so strong and beautiful and thriving, it's going to be different. This is why the words you say are really important. And not just the words you say, but the words you listen to too. So, saying that, treat everything with love. You know, I remember I bought myself a phone for the first time ever in my life a few years ago, and I was so happy. And I remember saying to that phone, like, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being such a blessing. Every day I would, you know, really be really nice to that phone. I took care of that phone for so long, and that phone has lasted 4 years. I've never had to get anything done to that phone. Nothing's broken. It's always treated me really well. It wasn't slow. Like, my brother uses it now because I treated it with love. Anything you treat with love, like treat your clothes with love, make your food with love, talk to yourself with love, talk to people with love, move with love. Like, even when you like soften your voice and you decide to express yourself in a more loving way, do you see how like the voice changes? Do you see how things change? And like, it's things done with love are just the best, you know? And love feels the best. Everybody just wants to be loved. Why do we want to get into relationships, you know? Why do we want attention? Because we just want love. Sorry, really shouldn't be rubbing my eye, but yeah, you should you shouldn't rub your eye. It affects your cornea. But yeah, like, treat everything with love, and then see how life responds to you. Life responds to you in the way that you respond to life. Hi, Pratham! How are you? I know, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just. I hope you're well. I'm in India right now on holiday, and I was feeling sad. I was feeling kind of depressed. The thing is, look, depression is like a. They say depression happens when you don't express your creativity, and I guess that's what's been happening. I haven't really been creating anything. Usually a new crew. I'm good. Better now that you're here. I haven't really been creating or like engaging with like-minded people or just having conversations like this, and it's been affecting my energy. Like earlier, I was about to nap, and then I decided to go on live, and now I feel full of energy. I feel so happy. It just goes to show when you do things that you're passionate about, when you're expressing things or talking about things or sharing, it just makes you feel good. It makes you feel really, really good. I hope everyone's enjoying it. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. And I'll be happy to share my expertise and help us. And your eyes are running with dark circles. I know, man. I haven't been sleeping well. I've been sleeping really late because I have to sleep on everybody else's times here, because it's quite like my time is dependent on everybody else's time, because it's quite a mesh. So everybody sleeps at like 12, and for someone who used to sleep at like 8 p.m, 9 p.m, and wake up really early, to now sleeping at like 12 and waking up at like, I don't know, 10 a.m, it's kind of depressing. But I'm sure when I get back to England, it'll be thank you. I'm sure it'll be better than that. And yeah, it makes me feel like I wanna. I'm really grateful for my own bedroom and my own space and my own routine, because everybody's different, right? Like everybody has their own routine, and has to listen to their body, and I can't. I feel like I'm not able to listen to my body. Do you see like things like this, like not having a routine, not like for myself, not having a routine, not really like having a spiritual practice anymore because I'm not able to, because of the timings, and like doing the things that I used to do. Of course, I understand change is really important, but these things grounded me. And I was asking ChatGPT. I was saying to ChatGPT, I was like, look, I'm kind of feeling like depressed. Yeah.
I think he told us.
What's up? What is it? What? What? I just my okay. Wait. Sorry about that. It's we took in a stray dog, and now there's some issues around the stray dog and about like take caring of the stray dog, because we've never had a dog before, and it's a lot of work, and like who's gonna take care of it after we're gone and stuff. We're not gonna be in India forever. Thank you. I love being a traditional Indian girl. I do. I love wearing the bindis. I love wearing suits. I just love it. It's an expression of femininity, and I that I just haven't I don't know what I'm saying, but isn't that so cool? Like it's so common to have this, but and it represents like the third eye. I think that's so cool that spirituality is like infused into beauty and expression of that. I think is pretty cool. I don't know. I get weird about wearing it in England sometimes. I do when I go to the Godwana. But then when I'm like, I was thinking about wearing it to work one day. Then I was like, oh my god, weird. It's because I used to judge myself. I used to lie about where I was born because I was born in India. So I used to tell people that I was born elsewhere because I was in primary school and there was this kid that asked me where I was born, and then I said India, and then he was like, ew, what? And then I remember just being so like traumatized by that I decided to tell everybody that I wasn't born there anymore, and then that made me it made me like I guess have a lot of self-hate towards that and shame towards that part of myself. So anything that was too Indian, you can't speak Punjabi too much. I used to be really embarrassed that my mom used to be speaking Punjabi and like she wouldn't speak English, but she didn't know how to. It was just like a lot, and like listening to Indian music or like going places. It was just a lot, and now I'm just really learning how to embrace that part of myself. Yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to find, I don't know where they get smaller ones. It's quite big, isn't it? I was like, do they draw it on? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look. I haven't. Is there any copy of Uni India? No. It's just the OG. Is this really weird, by the way, guys? I used to like, um, so when someone really, like, let's say a guy really, really likes me, right? I used to be like, oh my god, I really wish I could just, like, I don't like you back, but I wish I did. I really wish there was just a carbon copy of me that I could give to you that would, like, soothe your pain. Is that weird? Has anyone ever felt like that? Maybe that was just like a deep people pleasing thing, but I used to feel like that all the time. Like, oh my god, I feel like so heartbroken for you, but I can't give you me because I'm just not feeling it. So I just wish I could clone myself and give it to you, which is just weird, right? Is that weird? That's weird. Um, yeah. But yeah, so I was speaking to ChatGPT about how, I'm feeling kind of like depressed here because of certain things and like not being able to like do, okay, is depressed is too strong a word? It's not a state of depression. It's like a sadness. It's like a unfulfillment kind of thing, I guess. I don't know. Hi, Daywalker. And then it was saying something like you're learning how to stay grounded in a place where you don't engage in those things that keep you grounded, right? Like everything is a learning curve, and even this. And one thing I realized that I remember God in the times where I'm grateful, because so oftentimes what do? We remember God when we're sad, right? Like, God, please help me with this problem. God, please help me with this problem. God, please help me with this problem. But if God doesn't like give you one thing and doesn't help you with one thing, or something goes wrong, then you're like, God, you don't exist. God, you hate me, right? Like, it's like, how often do you remember God when you're happy? And I realized I do now. I remember God. You are too fast in English and I'm slow. Oh, I'm sorry. I should speak. I wish, to be honest, it's really good to take your time. I just get very excited sometimes. My train of thought is really, really fast. So, yeah. Maybe you can. I was gonna. No, I won't say that. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, like, I learned to be grateful for all the little things, even the things that I'm not so happy about, because everything is working in God's will, right? A lot of times most of the time, literally all the time, we have this story of like, okay, I want life to be like this. I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna do this, the weather has to look like this person has to act like this person has to respond to this question. I used to do that, guys. Now I'm just thinking about all the relationships that I've had, and I'm thinking, whoa, like, did I feel really deeply unfulfilled because I would ask them questions and they wouldn't answer in the way that I wanted them to, and then I would get